You're a shit camera person.
Why?
Gosh, you stand there laughing behind that. You can't be laughing and jiggling the camera.
Because you're snuffling in the camera. Who wants to listen to your snuts?
Okay. I'm never going to start laughing.
Because you're looking. You have to start walking or something.
Start working. Okay. I saw on the blog that lots of people were searching for inverted rows. So, and a lot of the links from other websites come back to the inverted row. It's not like all we do is inverted row, but I think it's a very good exercise. The same way that I think that the pull-ups are a good exercise, because like a pull-up, a lot of people are strong enough to do a pull-up. They have the lat strength and the bicep strength, but they don't have the strength and the control in the supporting musculature to be able to do it. A lot of people, when they inverted row, they can get most of the way through the row. Like you'll see in the videos of testing, I think Barry's one was a good example where they can pull most of the way. They just can't lock it out. They've got the strength to go through the rowing action, but they can't finish off the row to a touch because they don't have the strength through the mid back. And sorry, this is why the blog's been so poorly updated, because I'm just recovering from a near-death experience. But you need to have the strength through the middle of your back and in that supporting musculature. So I think I've said before on the blog, the way we usually start people off inverted rowing, if they can't get at least 5 to 8 reps, we'll start off at an incline. So with the person basically almost upright and pulling through a full row for reps. So in the sort of the 12 to 15 range. And as they can get through the sets, we'll keep lowering and lowering and lowering until they're obviously the progression here is doing them with your feet on the ground, and eventually the full row is done with your feet elevated and pulling through all the way through to the top. I teach people to do their inverted row on their bench line. So a lot of people tend to row too high as well, get too far up on the bench. So my lovely assistant, if you want to come a bit closer, just come and stand on the side here. So a lot of people when they start rowing, they'll row too high and basically just fatigue all their posterior deltoid muscles. So they'll just be pulling on that straight line. Whereas what I tend to do is get people to pull more on their bench line. So pull their sternum, so get back a little bit further, and pull a little bit lower. So rather than pulling up here, pulling down lower on the sternum with that nice elbow tuck. So we do it. I don't like to say it's an assistance exercise for the bench, or a supplementary exercise for the bench, but we do it on that bench, on that same bench line. So elbows tucked, shoulders back and together. So the opposite, antagonistic way to the way we bench press. I tried for a little while messing around with doing them band assisted for people who couldn't do it. So slinging the band through, but for most people the problem isn't strength off the bottom, it's strength off the top, and it was just too much trouble to go around to actually to do them like a band assisted bench. So literally just went back to using the height progressions to build up the volume. So aside from that, I don't know what people need to know. Basically, keeping the trunk nice and nice and straight. So being nice and solid through the legs and through the trunk. pulling through to the sternum. So pull through on your bench line, or what your bench line should be from a sports point of view. We do them in a few different ways. So when people get strong enough, we'll do them with an attempted pause at the top to build up that static strength in that position. So pulling all the way through to the top and trying to hang on with a slow eccentric and a fast concentric. We mess around basically the same way we do with most exercises, either sort of nice and smooth, nice and controlled, doing them explosively, with doing basically like timed eccentrics, nice slow eccentric, slow eccentric reps. What else did I have to go through? So went through the positioning, went through the progressions, went through the style that they should be done. What else is done? In testing we do the 60-second test, which is basically the number of reps you can get in 60 seconds. With the rest, so when we do those, most people break them down into blocks. So maybe they'll do 10 or do 8 or whatever, have a rest, take a shake, get into the start position again and continue. So you have to get a touch for it to be a full rep. I think that's about it. I think that sort of covers everything. I think the biggest problem was that I've seen with people sending me stuff is people doing them too high. So doing a bit lower. We also use the blast straps and do the inverted row with a blast strap. If there's anything else that anybody can think of, any other questions anybody had, you can post it. Post the comments under this post, and I'll deal with that, and probably end up sort of redoing this video based on the questions people have. So that'll be it for today. So I didn't want to start my new year off making promises and not keeping them, so I said I'd do that this weekend. So now that's done. So you can see how healthy and fit I am. Thanks.